How many times have you said that you're finally going to do something? You get excited, you tell everyone, you make the perfect plan, and then reality hits. And suddenly, you drop it. And later you catch yourself thinking, I wonder where I would be now if I actually stuck to that plan. You daydream of that version of you that just kept going and actually became who you said you'd be. This video is for that version of you. The one you could still become if you make this year the year that you stop wasting your potential. There's a reason why you want to start everything but finish nothing, and it leaves you feeling like you're missing out on the person that you could have been. And the truth is, your brain is addicted to beginnings. By starting something new, you're getting dopamine, anticipation, possibility, and a new identity. This new idea makes you feel productive even when you haven't done anything yet. And here's the messed up part. Telling people your goals gives you the same amount of dopamine as actually achieving them. You know the new task that you just started? The one that's starting to feel a bit boring and predictable? It's because the dopamine spike has faded. And that's why you're amazing at starting New Year's resolutions or on a Monday, but terrible at actually following through long term. And every time you quit, you tell your brain, I can't trust myself. But it's not too late. And if you want this year to be the year that you achieve your goals and reach your full potential, then you need to learn the difference between your feelings and your goals. Quickly before I get into the solutions, I wanted to mention on this video basically that I feel like I've wasted my potential at times in my life, but I definitely believe there's a version of ourselves that we can get to, which is tapping into more of what we're capable of, which is where I think we should all be striving to get to. It's not about getting to that perfect version of myself. Oh my god, I finally made it to this destination. So in this video I'm going to take you through 8 shifts that I'll be focusing on to close the gap between the person that I am and the person that I know that I could be. Stop doom scrolling. You're capable of so much more than just sitting in the sidelines watching other people live their lives when you could be living yours. I know how it feels when I finish work and I feel so brain dead and all I want to do is just sit on my phone and scroll through social media. I actually unfortunately did this the other day. I re-downloaded TikTok, shame on me. I deleted it again because I just know that it's not good for me. But basically I ended up sitting on the sofa for like 2 hours and scrolling through content because I just felt so brain dead, and then I kept consuming content which made me feel more brain dead, where I could have actually gotten up and kickstarted the motor on doing something that's a bit more productive. Because I think that's true. It's like if you go to your phone and you start doom scrolling, you're starting yourself off on a bad foot, because how are you expected to go from constant dopamine to doing something that's a little bit more hard? It's fine to relax, but try to relax doing something else and not doom scrolling, because it's not benefiting you. It might feel like it is in the moment when you're having a little bit of a laugh and you feel like you're engaging and you feel like you're seeing what your friends are up to and what other people are doing, and you feel like you're in the loop, but it's not helping you, because every hour that you spend scrolling and looking at other people's lives is an hour wasted where you could be dedicating that time to improving your own. I heard this tip on a podcast recently and I think it's actually a really good idea, where you track everything. And by everything, I mean like how long did it take you to make breakfast? How long did it take you to get out of bed? And this isn't about judging yourself and being like, oh my god, I'm a mess. Why am I spending so much time doing these things? It's rather about like being honest with yourself and actually seeing where you are. I'm being brutally honest with myself when I say that I definitely have more time than when I give myself. It's because I'm not spending my time appropriately. If I was stricter with my time, I definitely think that I could get a lot more done with my day. I don't want to be one of these people that's like back to back to back to back productivity. Like if you're not producing, you're wasting time. Like that's not the energy that I want. But rather it's just about understanding where your time's going. It's like the same thing. You would look at your bank account. If you were down a bunch of money, you'd be looking, okay, where did my money go? Do I need to make a budget? Like, how do I need to change this to make sure that I don't spend this much money again in the future? You can't really expect to reach your potential if you don't know where your time is leaking, like how you can make changes, because the cost of procrastination isn't the deadline that you miss with the goal that you have. Rather, it's the life that you could have lived. You need to stop trying to do everything. Think about how much progress you could make if you actually took a few things off your to-do list. This is the point that I think has definitely set me back the most on reaching my potential, because I get so excited about so many things and I want to do so many things and I don't know which one is going to benefit me. I'm like, okay, well, let me try and do all of them now, because I don't want to waste time, because time is going by so fast that I have to figure it out now, and it's all now. But then I do notice that, okay, if I, for example, at the minute with my content creation, I'm focusing more on long form content. To focus on long form content, short form content, doing a full-time job, trying to keep a social life, trying to keep a household together, trying to spend time with family and also my boyfriend and his family and my family, and trying to spend time by myself, like all of these things that come into your life and your to-do list of every day. How am I expected to do everything to 100%, everything to a standard that I am proud of and feel like I'm learning and growing? You can't. So at the minute, I'm just focusing on long-form content. I've put a complete and utter halt on short-form content because I just found myself getting so overwhelmed that I wasn't doing everything to the standard that I wanted it to be, and I felt very lost. So it all just stays very stagnant and you're not actually moving forward with any of it, even though it feels like you're doing so much work and you're just making life so much harder for yourself. Our society completely and utterly glorifies the act of being busy. It's like, if you're not busy, then you're a lazy bitch. So it's like, if you don't have 1,000 things going on, like, what are you doing with your time? You need to change your mindset. Stop being negative and start being a little bit more positive with everything that you do. Rather than focusing on an outcome goal, for example, start focusing on an identity goal. Because you might say, okay, I want to write a book or I want to go to the gym, but what happens when you miss one day? Do you feel like a failure? Or are you identifying as someone who writes and someone who goes to the gym? Because those people take a day off. True potential is unlocked when you create a habit and that habit becomes who you are and part of your identity. I think this is something that we fall into when we do like our New Year's resolutions, where we feel like we have to completely and utterly change our identities overnight and become this new person. But the reality is we haven't actually established any habits at that point. Like, it takes repetition. You have to put in the reps for something to become a habit and to have that consistency. So change your mindset for the next time that you mess up or fail. Just know that in your head, you are in the progress of becoming the person that you are meant to be, and it is fine if you have a bad day. Like, change that mindset. It is possible. Everyone can change. Everyone can implement a new habit and become that person that we want to be, because each small successful step that you take is a step in the right direction to the person that you want to be. Optimize your environment, because willpower is a very limited resource and we cannot rely on being motivated every single day, because we need to make our desired actions easy and the undesired ones hard, because that is how we're going to future-proof our potential. Like, when I talk about friction, I mean, in the morning, if you wake up and you don't have anything prepared to go to that gym class, you are going to feel so much friction to actually getting out of that door and going, and you're probably going to say to yourself, never mind, I'll leave it for today. Where if you think about future you and you prepare in advance, you can set out your clothes for the morning, pack your bag and get everything ready so that you have no friction. The next time you feel unmotivated, instead of asking yourself like, can I be bothered to do this? Instead, ask yourself, am I still committed to becoming that person that I want to be? Our feelings are fickle. The feelings that you have change 100 times a day, if not more. So stop relying on the feeling of motivation, because chances are it's not really going to stay around for very long. When the novelty wears off and you're sitting there and you're feeling so unmotivated, that is the moment that defines your potential. If you can sit there feeling unmotivated and still get the work done, that is who we want to become. We want to become that person that is sitting at their desk. She's feeling so unmotivated, but she's still able to get it done. She's still able to get up in the morning and go to the gym. She's still able, no matter how she's feeling, to get up and do what she needs to do to become the person that she wants to be. Just because you don't feel like doing something doesn't mean that you don't want the outcome. Make a plan. This is the easiest thing that you can do, and one that I recommend that you don't spend too much time on, but definitely spend some time on it. If you have a big goal, which we all have, it's about breaking that down into actionable steps to measure it, to see how we're doing, to make the time within your week to get these things done, and to also prepare yourself for any obstacles that might come up. So it's also about planning for failure. And with this, I mean figuring out what the obstacles could be that could set you back. So after work, if you get home and you're feeling exhausted and you just want to watch Netflix or scroll on your phone, instead of doing that, plan that when you get back, you set a timer for 15 minutes and you do, 15 minutes of writing, or before sitting down when you get home from work, you get dressed into your gym wear and you go out to the gym or you go for a run. By planning for these obstacles and these moments of failure, you can remove the split-second decisions that usually derail you, because you've already decided what you're going to do when things get tough. Also, quick plug, I have a Notion template you can download in the link below, which I made for planning your goals. And the final tip is the 5-minute rule, and I feel like I've heard about this a lot recently, so I feel like a lot of you have, but if you haven't, it's basically about how the start of any task is the hardest part. It's just starting, but once you get into it, it kind of then flows and you can carry on, but it's just about getting it started. And by starting these 5 minutes, the chances are you'll probably end up continuing anyway. So like if you're doing the dishes and you said, okay, I'm gonna do 5 minutes, you set a timer and you're almost done and it's going to take you an extra 2-3 minutes to finish the dishes, you're going to stay on for the next 2-3 minutes to get it done, because there's a thing called the Zynog effect, I think it's called, and that basically means your brain can't stand an unfinished task, so the chances are you'll just continue to finish it. There's also another theory, I can't remember the name of it. When I edit this video, I'll put it here. But basically, there's this theory which I really, really believe in, because if you give yourself more time to do stuff, you will fill that time. So if you give yourself less time, you will still fill that time and probably be just as productive as you are in that small amount of time to if you had more. Kind of gives you that rush, and it's like, okay, I have to get it done within this time. It's like those timers that you can do. You put it on the TV and it's like a countdown for an hour to try and clean your house, and you're just like rushing around and getting it done. But it's about being effective with that time rather than dawdling, taking it slow, taking it easy, because you have the time. There's no point in wasting it. Just because you have it, you could be dedicating time to something else after you finish that. If that makes sense. I feel like I rambled so much on that one, but yeah. Basically just do 5 minutes, just get started. I want to finish this video by saying that your potential is not sitting in a box somewhere waiting for you to find it. Rather, your potential is a cumulative outcome from these tiny little habits that are boring and uncomfortable that you're currently refusing to do or are simply not prioritizing. Don't let this be another year that you look back and think, what if? Because this is the year that you stop chasing the feeling and start doing the action. If you're serious about reaching your potential and achieving your goals this year, then leave a comment below and tell me what shift you're committed to and what your top goals are, and I will reply and we can keep each other accountable. And finally, if you haven't already, give this video a like and make sure you subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!